This masjid is beautiful, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fill this masjid with young blood. Ameen ya Rab. It's really an honor to speak in front of my Sheikh and my mentor, Sheikh Yasir Birjas. And it's really embarrassing also because we know إِذَا حَضَرَ الْمَاءُ بَطَلَ التَّيَمُّمُ. When water is there, then tayammum is invalid. And Sheikh Yasir is water, I am tayammum. So I don't know what I'm doing here. But inshallah, I'll try to share the reflection which will benefit me and which will benefit all of you, inshallah, hopefully. So, in Surah Fatiha, I was, when the first time when I was exposed to the translation of Surah Fatiha in my early or middle teenage, I was pondering why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the style of plural in the pronouns. A'budu instead of a'budu, na'budu. Asta'in instead of asta'in, nasta'in. Ihdini sirat al-mustaqim, but Allah says, Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. Guide us to the straight path, instead of guide me to the straight path. So I was thinking why this plural style. There's a concept of jama'ah, there is a concept of plural community, congregation. And when you see the chaos going on in the Western civilization, which is a global problem, that after the Renaissance in the last 6 centuries, when we have removed God and removed anything coming from God, which is divine guidance, and then you will try to figure out the rights of each other, the human rights, the social, political, economic life without divine guidance, then it's a chaos and disaster. And that's what we are actually witnessing right now. Because we are not saying Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, because you have denied Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a civilization, and you have denied whatever is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, including His message. So just few examples, and I will end inshallah the value of na in Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, guide us to the straight path. In our social life, there's a big conflict. Who will going to decide rights of men and rights of women? If you will ask the men to decide this, they will going to make laws in favor of men. If you will going to ask women to decide, they will going to make laws favoring women. We should actually go back to divine guidance, because Allah is the creator of man and woman. He won't have this bias as what we have. And that's why we have in our social life such a big conflict between feminism and masculinism. 100 years ago in this country, women were not even supposed to vote. And now, we don't even know what is a woman. Have you seen this extreme? We swing like pendulum. Why? Because we are far from Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim. You're not getting guidance from the Creator, and that's why we are coming up with our own solution, and that's why there is a chaos and disaster. And that's a call to the humanity, that we should go back to the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He programmed us, He created us. So, Ala ya'lamu man khalaq, will He not know? He's a creator. Second is, even from the spiritual angle, who will going to decide what is the balance between bodily desire and nourishing the soul? For some people who have denied the soul in this civilization, they have denied the soul. Their only focus is your bodily desires and pleasures. And once you deny the soul, how can you talk even about nourishing the soul? So your desires are going to define your true, authentic self. I'm using these terms deliberately. Because أَفَرَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَى, their desires have become the God. So once you get divine guidance, you can find the balance between body and the soul, how to fulfill your desires and how to nourish the souls. Then third conflict is the political conflict. Are we far right? Are we far left? Are we liberal? Are we conservative? Patriarchy, matriarchy, whatever the issue is. Islam is Islam. If you get divine guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will know that we have our own values, we have our own ethical code. We won't buy this or buy that because we have our own system. But because we are ignorant about our own divine message, we are either taking sides of this side or that side. And even from the economics angle, even from the sexuality angle, whatever you say, if you are far away from the collective divine guidance, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, there will be chaos and disaster. And that is why, I will conclude with this inshallah, in Surah Fatiha, repeatedly, at least 17 times in a day, we are being told to ask this dua, guide us in our collective affairs, in my social life, in my economics, in my politics, in my sexuality, in my every possible social collective life, guide us to the straight path. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us all to the straight path. Ameen ya Rabb, jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.